Hello everyone, I am Nehal from WS Cube Tech, and in this video we are going to talk about logistic regression binary classification. So let's get started. So first let's just understand what is logistic regression. So logistic regression is a machine learning algorithm which is based on supervised learning. Now it is a statistical method that is used for predicting probability of the target variable, that is the output variable. Now, the probability means to find out the possibility, or you can say chances of something to take place or to happen. So, this logistic regression deals with predicting the probability for classification problems. Now, what is this classification problems? So, classification problems means where the variables won't be in a linear fashion, that is in a continuous form. Rather than the variables in case of this classification problems would be discrete in nature, that is in non-contiguous form. Say for example, English or Hindi, true or false, 1 or 0, right or wrong, cat or dog or goat, or one more example that I can just give you talking about this gender, that is male or female. So these are the examples of this logistic regression. Now there are two types of logistic regression. So the first one is the binary classification and the second one is the multi-class classification. So in this video, we are going to cover this binary classification with theory as well as practical. And the next video, we are going to talk about this multi-class classification. So talking about this binary classification, so the examples you can see, that is win or loss, dead or alive. And talking about this multi-class classification, the examples you can see is onion or potato or sweet potato, then lily or sunflower or rose. That means multi-class. And in case of binary class, there will be only two class, that is class A and class B likewise. Now let me just give you the real life example of this logistic regression. So the first one is in the field of medical. So now in medical, researchers with the help of this logistic regression can just figure out like how likely a particular person's weight or regular time involved in exercise can impact the probability of having a heart attack. So the target variable in this case would be the heart attack, and it has two potential outcomes, that is a heart attack occurs and a heart attack doesn't occur. So the result of this model will tell the researchers exactly how changes in exercise and weight can affect the probability that can give individual a heart attack. The second one over here is that it can even help in tumor predictions. So a logistic regression classifier may be used to identify whether a tumor is of what type. So several medical imaging techniques are used to extract various features of tumors. Say for example, the size of the tumor or the in which body part does it affect. Okay. So these features can be just fed to this logistic regression classifier, and it will just let this medical researchers know that what type of tumor it is. The second real life example that I can just give you guys over here is about the credit card frauds. So in the banking industries, each year millions of dollars are spent due to this fraud. So logistic regression model can be used to find out whether a transaction is a fraud or not. Now how it will be considered that way? So by considering several factors like the date of the transaction or the amount, then the place, then the type of purchase, and many more such things can be included. Also, if the amount is, say for example, too high, okay, so bank may know that this particular concerned person never makes such purchase that is this much high, so they may just label this as fraud over here. Talking about the third real life example is the spam detection. So logistic regression can be used in order to classify whether a email is spam or not. So if a particular email just consists of words like free gifts, offer, win prizes, so just like this bogus words over here, so it may just put this in the spam folder over here. So logistic regression can be used in this spam detection also. Now, in order to just implement this logistic regression over here, we would be using this term insurance data set. So this is a data set which simply says that which age just bought the insurance. Okay. So if you just observe with this data set, so you will observe that the age group which are below 30 years, are not that interested in buying the policy, but once the age just crosses this 30, so people seems to be more interested in buying the insurance policy over here. One more thing you can observe here is that here the output variable, that is the target variable, okay, this bought insurance over here is a categorical column. That is, it is in the form of string, that is either yes or no. That is, only two classes are there since we are just dealing with this binary classification. So first we need to just convert this or set this target column, that is this broad insurance, into binary format, that is 0 and 1. Now let's look into the graph. So you can just see here. So I have just plotted those data points over here in a graph. So over my x-axis you can just see it is the independent variable, that is age. Then over my y-axis, I am having this dependent variable, that is the customer bought the insurance or not. And now see if I just draw a regression line in this case. So you will observe over here, so this won't work out. You know why? Because you can see the data points are not lying that fit. Alright. But say for example, if I just drew this line in this fashion, in this fashion over here, so you can just observe over here that the data points over here fits much better as compared to the linear regression. So this is nothing but this is the sigmoid function over here, okay, and this is what, this is the cutoff line over here. Sigmoid function formula, you can just see it over your screen. So it is y is equal to 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. So over here, this y is nothing but it is a dependent variable, that is who bought insurance. Then x is the independent variable that you need to transform over here. Then this e is nothing but it is the Euler's constant, okay, and its value over here is 2.71828, which is a constant value over here. So now basically what this sigmoid function is going to do, so this sigmoid function is going to convert this independent variable, that is your age over here, in an expression of a probability that will just range between this 0 and 1. So here, as you can just see, this age is over at your x-axis. So it will just map this in the interval of 0 and 1. That is, you are seeing over your y-axis. That is depending upon your dependent variable. So if the data point that lies above this cutoff line, so it says that there will be probability. That is, there is probability of a person who will just buy this insurance. And the data points that just lie below this cutoff line, it says that there is no probability over here, because over here y-axis we are having this probability, okay, that is 0 or 1. Now you might be getting a question like, what if the data point just lies over this cutoff line? So it will just fall under the unclassified section, and this generally occurs quite rarely, okay. So this is all about the theoretical part, okay, this sigmoid function over here. So I hope that you have understood with this thing. Now what we are just going to do is we are just going to jump over to our Jupyter notebook and we'll just implement this thing. So here we are at our Jupyter notebook over here, and what I'm simply going to do over here is that I'm just going to import my libraries over here. So I will just start with my pandas. I'm giving it a alias name over here. Then let's import this matplotlib dot pyplot, give it a alias name as plt. Okay, now let's just load our data set over here. Now in order to load our data set, I'm just going to use this pd dot read csv, and inside this I need to pass the path of my data set. This is my data set, so I'm just going to go into the properties over here. I'm just going to copy paste this thing, the location, and along with this I need to just copy paste this name of my CSV file over here. I will store this inside a variable, call it as data set. All right, now if I just want to view my data set over here, so see, this is my data set over here. So these are the columns over here, age and bought insurance. Okay, so this is my data set. Now, as you can just see here, the output variable, that is this target variable over here, this is a categorical column, okay? So that is, it is in the form of string, that is either yes or no. So first we need to just set this target column bought insurance into the binary format, that is 0 and 1. So what I'm simply going to do over here is that I will just say data set and the name of the column. So that is my bought insurance, and I will make use of this replace, and inside this I will just give it in this way, that is wherever you find this no, so make it 0, and wherever you find yes, so make it 1 over here. And what I will simply do is I'm just going to say in place, and I will set this in place argument as true over here. Now this in place is nothing but it will just do the permanent changes inside a data set over here. So I'm just going to run this thing, that's it, and I will just show you my data set now. Okay, so we have successfully just converted those categorical columns in the binary format over here, that is 0 and 1 over here. Now let's just visualize this data points over here. Now in order to visualize, I'm just going to make use of this PLT over here, that is this matplotlib.pyplot library. So what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to say PLT dot, and I will make use of this scatter plot over here. So scatter, and inside this I need to pass this x is equal to, then y is equal to, and the data over here. So data is a data set, and the x over here is our age. I want age variable at my x axis, and over my y I want this bought insurance. That's it. So you can just observe over here that this is the scatter plot that I got over here, and this was the exact diagram that I just showed you in my slides. Now what we are going to do is we need to just split our data set. Okay, so in order to split our data set, we need to import this train underscore test underscore split. So what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to say from sklearn dot model selection import train underscore test underscore split, and I'm just going to, so train underscore test underscore split, inside this what I will simply do is I'm just going to say that data set, and this are always the first argument over here is in 2-dimension. Okay, so age gonna be my 2-dimension over here, and the next over here I need to pass this data set of what insurance. Okay, and the next argument that I need to pass over here is the test size over here. So let's make it as 0.2. So we are just considering the ratio as 80-20. That is 80% would be my training data and 20% would be my testing data. And this testing data would be such that it will act as a new data for our model to test, since our model has not seen this data over here. So 80-20. So I have given this 0.2 in this way over here. So after this, I'm just going to get this X train. So I'm just going to run this thing. That's it. So now let's just check the length of our X train over here. Okay, so see, it is 15 over here. So this data we are going to make use in order to just train our module. And let's just see our length of test data. So these are 4 rows over here. So this we will just use in order to test our module over here. Okay, fine. And if you just want, so what you can simply do is you can just have a view of this thing as well. Okay, this. So see, these are the 4 rows which would be used in order to test our module. All right. Now we'll just import this logistic regression. Okay, so I'm just going to say from sklearn dot linear module import L capital logistic regression. That's it. Now I will create the object of this thing, logistic regression. So logistic regression, and let's give it, store it in a variable that is LR. Okay, that's it. Now, once we have created the object of this, now we need to make use of this fit method, okay? And this fit method is used in order to just train our model with this available, this train data set. So what I will simply do is, I'm just going to use this lr dot fit, and what I will do is, I will just pass here my x train and my y train. Okay. So once I have done up with this step, so this simply says that my model is now already, it is trained properly with this X train and Y train, and now it is just ready to do the predictions over here. Now what we need to do the prediction of this X test over here. So what I will simply do over here is that I will just say lr dot predict, and what I need to predict this X test. Fine. So I got an array, okay, and if you just observe over here, so the person whose age is 42, he is likely to buy this insurance, okay, it has given 1. The person whose age is 22 is not likely interested to buy the insurance, so 0. Who's a person whose age is 45 is likely to buy an insurance, and a person whose age is 24 is not likely to buy an insurance over here. So this is how we got the prediction over here. And similar, this was for this thing, okay, that is test. You can even predict the any value of your choice. So if I just say lr dot predict, and what I need to predict, say for example, you need to pass it in the 2 dimension over here. So if I just say that, say predict 60. So see, it says that he is likely to buy the insurance over here. So this is where we have just practically implemented our logistic regression over here. So if you just like this video, so hit the like button, share it with friends, and do subscribe to our channel. And see you in the next video.